Welcome beautiful people to my channel. It's your girl Positive Vibes Des, better known as Des Bless or just Destiny. And I wanted to welcome you guys back to another Feel Good Fridays. And in today's video, as you can already tell by the title, we are going to be doing a wig install, but a beginner friendly version. So this video is particularly for my ladies and gents who are new to the lace front wig game, or just actually want to try it out for themselves. And I wanted to give you a in-depth tutorial on how you can work your lace wig to get it on, stuck, and looking good. So let's get on into it. So before we get started, I wanted to give you a rundown of the things that you'll need to make sure that you get a good install. A blow dryer, a flat iron, duck clips, some type of elastic band that's going to help you melt that lace, scissors, or you can use a eyebrow razor, but for the sake of this video I'm using regular scissors and these micro scissors that I have. You'll also need a fine-tooth comb, an edge brush, and something with a rattail. Of course, you will need a brush and a paddle brush specifically. You will also need some isopropyl alcohol, face wipes, paper towel, but anything to like wipe the excess of the adhesion off. And you'll need some type of lace tint or pressed powder to make sure that your lace is matching your complexion. And for this video I am using this particular one, but there are a wide variety of tint sprays, or like I said, you can use your pressed powder to tint your lace. And if you're using the pressed powder, you want to have a makeup brush to dab it in. Now with adhesives, again, there are a wide variety out there, but for the sake of this video I'm going to be going in with my Gatsby glue, the black bottle, and the Eben Wonder Lace, the yellow can spray. And one of the top things that's going to help lay everything in position where it needs to go is a wax stick. And again, there are wide varieties out there of what you can use. Those are the things that you'll need to install your first wig. So this is a 13x4 wig, and this is the standard format for most wigs, so I'll have some conditioner in there. But there are 3 combs, 1 in the middle and 2 on the sides. This particular wig is supposed to be glueless, so that's why they have this elastic band in there, so that you can have it fit snug and tight, and you may not necessarily need to glue it down. And there comes a little lace in the back, which you will have to cut off for this short one. And here's the lace. I did go ahead and pre-pluck it off camera, so you will just, in the next clips, you guys will just see me installing it and showing you guys the process and steps for that. So again, this is a bob curly unit from Love Me Wig, and where I got it from I'll try and link it down below if I can find the link, so stay tuned. So this is not the natural state in which the wig came. I did wash it off camera, so this is dry after being washed. So you'll see me going back and forth between looking up and down because my mirror is here, so just follow along with me, guys. So when your lace is lighter than you want to go ahead and tint your lace, and you can do that a number of ways, but the way how I'm gonna do it, it's easy, quick, and saves a lot of time. So you have your lace here. I'm just gonna hold it inside out. Now the spray that I'm using is the Sally Hansen Deep Glow, and I go between using this and the Eben tint spray, just depending on what I have on hand. but you go ahead and shake up whichever spray you're going to use. Shake it up, and you want to make sure that you're a good distance away, because this can get a little messy and you don't want it to oversaturate the lace. You can go in, because this is a little damp, so to say, you can go in with your blow dryer, not on hot setting, either warm or cool, to make sure that it's dry, so you're not getting any transfer on your own hair. Now that we've dried the tint spray and our lace is looking a lot more closer to our complexion, you want to go ahead and get that on your head. And also, when you have the elastic band, make sure you adjust the strap so those are down and ready to go. So now that we are ready to put on our wig, I do like to pull the wig cap back a little bit, only when I'm not doing the ball cap method, because this band right here tends to show up a lot if you have it too far down, and it sometimes makes it hard to blend. So I definitely push the wig cap back a little bit. Make sure that your wig is on your head, lined up evenly, I guess, like in the middle and on the sides, because sometimes we put it on and it's like shifted over here, shifted over there. Make sure your ear tabs are like, most of the time they're going to be over your ears, which is okay. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that, but making sure that it's in the center where it needs to be. You want to go ahead and measure the sides, right? And as I said, a lot of the times the lace will be over your ears, and we can't have that. So you're gonna want to go in and see how much of the side needs to go, and then just cut it off. And on the sides it can be a little funny too, because you want to make sure you have enough to make sure that it has space to stick down. So don't cut too far over your ear. And going in with our duck clips, this is the point where you're gonna want to use it to hold any excess hair back. So here you have this little excess lace, and you can just throw it in the garbage. And now that one side is done, we're gonna go in on the other side. Now, the best way to tag down your lace is if you do it in 3 sections. So I'm going to make 2 slits right here, so then you have 1, 2, and 3 sections. Now that we have these sections done, you're gonna want to go in and pull the wig back, right, to expose your hairline. So we're gonna go in with our alcohol and pads, paper towel, whatever you have to wipe off your forehead to make sure you have a clean slate to put your adhesive. Make sure you get the sides, because the sides is usually the hardest part to get to stay down. Here is where things get a little messy. So like I showed you before, I have my spray and my gel. I like to use both of them, particularly if I'm not trying to have my wig on for an extended period of time. I'll use these two. If I just need it for a day or out for an event or even, then I'll go in with these. I would say for beginners, it may be a good idea to like make an outline of where you want your lace to come down to, so you know where you're putting your adhesive. Just go ahead and measure. I want it to come right about here. I go in with my gut to be, put it right there, so that can give me an idea of like where to keep the line for what I'm putting down. So I usually go in with 2 layers of the spray, and then on top of that 1 layer of the Got2b. This is going to be a little runny, so you're gonna have to just work with it. And you want to have your blow dryer close by and on the cool setting, so you can get it to get tacky. So where there's any excess or where it dripped down, you go in with your alcohol and wipe the excess away. So now that those 2 layers are on, and I would say for the second layer, dry for about 30 to 40 seconds, just so that it is dry enough but still a little tacky, and then you can go in with the Gots to Be. And one other thing I like to do when I go in with the Gots to Be, this is where I just start to do it in sections so that I can lay each section down at a time. So it's easiest to go in and do the middle section first. So now that I put the Gots to Be, I'm going to go in my blow dryer. Then you're going to want to bring this down and stick that right on there. So here's where you get your rack tooth comb and press that in, and then go in with your blow dryer again on cool settings so that you can get that stuck down. So now you can see that this first part is stuck down. Then you go ahead, whichever side you choose to do, and go in with your Gots to Be on that side. And you want to put an extra reinforcement down here on the side because it's hard to get stuck down. On the final side. So now that that's all laid down and ready to go, you're gonna want to pull out the areas in which you want the section off for the baby hairs. Pull that out, leave them down, and then tie the lace down and leave it for a while. I want to go ahead and style the actual hair. For me, I kind of like this wet and wavy look, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some curls or something. For this, I decided I want to do a side part, or a flip over. So now that some time has passed, I went ahead and styled it off camera, put in some curls and given a little bit more volume and depth. I'm gonna go ahead and take the elastic band off and let's get to cutting this lace. In cutting the lace, you want to again make sure your baby hairs are sectioned off, and you're gonna want to go in and get as close as to where you glued it as possible, and you want to move in a zigzag motion so it's not a blunt cut. And sometimes your skin will be attached with that glue, so just pull it up where you can so you're not cutting your skin. So that's one side off. So once you've got majority of the lace off, then you will see where you need to go in and get some of those little smaller pieces off to make sure that it's as concealed as possible. So that's why I go back in with the little small scissors that I showed you in the beginning of the video. And this is the part 2 where you'll see where you need to go back in with some of the Gots to Be and go under to make sure you can get everything tacked down evenly. So I take my rat suit comb with some of the Gots to Be, put a little bit on the edge of the comb and go in under the lace where it needs to go. So now that you got it where and how you want it, the lace is off and you're ready to go, you want to go back in with your cotton pad and alcohol and get the excess off the sides. And don't get too close to the actual lace because then it can cause lifting. So now you want to go in and deal with your baby hairs. So you go in and cut at an angle, and you can have your baby hairs as long as short as you want them. Baby hairs is something that is personal preference, so this is just how I do mine. Using a flat iron to help curl them, so that's what I'm gonna do. So you'll notice that the lace is still a tad bit lighter than my complexion, so you can go in with pressed powder, or I'm using this contour palette that has all these different shades. And a new trick that I found online is that either you can go in with a sponge or one of these applicators to help blend it a lot better. A lot of times you can go right in over the baby hair and it will be okay if you put it on the baby hair. It's fine. And now voila, it looks like scalp. And the purpose of the wax stick is when you have a lot of little baby hairs or things that's just not staying in place, things that you want to like slick down. So I'm gonna use a little bit in the front to give it like some humpage that I want. Here's the final product. So we're styled, ready to go. Lace is down, baby hair is laid, sideburns are down, and style and go. Now, I know that was a lot of steps and it can be a lot and it can be intimidated, especially for first time triers. But it's all about practicing. It's all about trying different methods to see which one works best for you, trying different ones to see which one is the easiest for you, and sticking with that, and keep, as the more you do it, the more you'll perfect your layage of your lace. So I hope that these steps were clear and simple enough for you to follow along, and I hope that you learned, can apply, and share the knowledge with someone else. And comment down below if you will be willing to try doing a lace front now that you got these tips. I thank you guys for watching. Make sure that you are subscribed and turn on your post notifications so that you are aware of every time that I post. And do know that I am always wishing you peace, love, and light.